Hello, this is Rich Langston, the product manager here at Tempered. And I wanted to give you guys a news update and a feature summary for our latest release, 2.2.11. One of the things I'm most excited to share with you is our new partnership with Nozomi. If you don't know, Nozomi are the leaders in industrial visibility, device detection, vulnerabilities, and threat detection in industrial networks. And we're working with them with our new feature, which I'll go over in a second, called Airspan, to make it much easier for them to deploy sensors throughout the network wherever they need to and keep everything encrypted and secure. We're also working with them by importing their detections into our visibility feature, which I'll go over in a minute. You can read more about this at tempered.io. One of the biggest new features of 2.2.11 is Airspan. Airspan is an implementation of ERSPAN and GRE to replicate the mirroring function that you're familiar with in most Ethernet switches. You can mirror traffic from one port on an Ethernet one Ethernet port on an Airwall to another, but the really interesting thing is that we can safely carry the mirror data, which is of course unencrypted by default, through our network through our overlay network, encrypted and keeping it secure, going through firewalls and all the other things along the way. This makes it much easier to deploy network sensor technologies that you use for intrusion detection or even just network recording purposes inside your OT or your secure network. We support sending both the traffic headers or the entire packet, and we also support filter expressions, which can be used to just send the data that you want. So if you only want to monitor traffic from one of the hosts on your network or one protocol, you can very easily do that. It works with any network probe or any network data recorder. I'm also really excited to share details around our new visibility and response feature. Basically what this does is it collects flows, dropped traffic, and other data from the conductor and the airwalls and combines it with Nozomi data if you have a Nozomi infrastructure to build this dashboard you see full of pre-canned lists and charts about what's going on in your system. You can even use our monitor function to trigger response actions based on some of the data that the visibility provides, including things like threats from Nozomi. So Nozomi gives an awesome threat level from 0 to 100 of a given threat, and it's really easy now in monitors to write an action to do, for example, to drop or change the overlay of a host if Nozomi says that it's infected. We also let you favorite these things, so you see at the very top of my graph here, I have these selection of graphs to give me a look at what Airwalls I have, which devices are top talkers, where they're going, and what people are using them. So this is my little view of what I'm most concerned about in our network. There's quite a bit more data that you can see as well. This capability is in alpha for 2.2.11. Please contact your Tempered representative for help installing it. The rest of the features are what I like to call compatibility or implementation features to try to make it easier for us to fit into all the different customer networks we're encountering. And the first of those is per Airwall DNS. Previously, DNS was a global setting for all of the agents that are part of the network. But that creates some problems. Maybe in different parts of the network you have a different security stance, and therefore you want to use a different set of servers for DNS or anything like that. There are many different reasons customers have brought to us. So starting with 2.2.11, you can specify a DNS server per Airwall agent. We've also added support for this feature to the batch updater, so you can easily push that configuration to a group of Airwall agents. I'd like to let you all know also about the next new release, and that's going to be 2.2.12. 2.2.12 will be coming in another month or two, and it'll just be minor releases for essential bug fixes and things that didn't make the cutoff for 2.2.11. No massive features are planned for that release. And there's a couple of other interesting items I'd like to let you know about. First of all, we have a new virtual gateway, the Airwall 100V. This is very similar to the 300V, but it's intended to be used at the edge of the network at a much lower price point. So it has a couple features that are different. We limit it to 5 protected devices, although that's not currently enforced. And we're also removing the network object capability. Since only 5 agents, you don't need to summarize networks. In the future, you should expect also that we'll be investing in the two platforms differently, with features related to scale and things like that going in the 300V for the core and large uses, and edge type of technology being put into the 100V. Another great thing I'd like to let you know about is 24/7 support. So we have now officially began offering Platinum 24/7 support to all customers. Please contact your representative at renewal time if you'd like to move up to Platinum support. And finally, I'd like to give a plug here for Airwall Teams. Airwall Teams you may know as AirNet. We've relaunched it and renamed it and made a few other minor tweaks along the way. Airwall Teams is a really cool, very, very easy to use product that allows you to connect up to 25 devices with tempered agents and define connectivity with a very easy to use graphical interface. It works anywhere, it works with a relay, so you can use it to connect devices that are located almost anywhere in the world. And we're offering it free, sort of as an example of our base technology. So if you don't know about it, you might want to check it out. If you've checked it out before, you might want to look at it again. We've added lots of how-to guides and other things to help you get started. And we've made a commitment that it'll be free for 25 devices for as long as you need to use it. Please let me know how you're using it if you are. We've had customers doing everything from running mission-critical safe access to the cloud for their DevOps team to just connecting their phone to their Windows laptop so they can access their home whenever they're on the go. All right, well, thank you very much for listening to this update about 2.2.11, and we'll talk to you soon.